Well, hey, good morning. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I am your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast, where every Monday through Friday, usually at 8 a.m. Central. But today's a little later. I'll dive into the latest gaming news, what I've been getting into. Let me move this. This is my breakfast. I had a busy morning. A lot of work related stuff that was actually super important I had to get to. But I've got a few moments now to talk some gaming. What do I want to talk about first? Let's talk about this. I meant to talk about this yesterday. So, Sony PlayStation has started coming out with a line of action figures. This is something that I think is pretty cool. I like action figures. I like to collect action figures. So this is by Spin Master. You might not be too familiar with them. I think some of the latest output from them that is pretty good is it's like the 4-inch Batman action figures. So they do a line of DC figures that are 4-inch. So, unless I'm missing anything, I don't think they've made like highly detailed, articulated 6-inch figures. So this is like their first time doing it. Just note the box. I like just how it kind of has a PlayStation aesthetic to it in general. It is very flimsy cardboard, and even the plastic inside is just a single piece. That really doesn't matter. It really just matters the design. I just thought, this seems a little cheap because the figure is 30 and it almost seems like it's worth the 30. So let's take a look at it. So this is the Jin Sakai action figure. Unfortunately, I'm not using my good camera, so it's not going to be as detailed. Let me try something here. Get a little more yellow into that, maybe. Yeah, it's not going to work, is it? Anyway, just real quick, this is super highly detailed. This camera just looks bad in general. Huh. Oh well, we're gonna be talking games anyway. The articulation is pretty good. There's some areas that are lacking, like the arm is just a 90-degree. I kind of wish it would go up more. Yeah, it really doesn't. And it has a and it's interesting because then it has rotation at the bottom of the elbow. Huh. Okay, so maybe that can help. I'm figuring this out now. Depending on how you turn the elbow, you can actually get it a little more than 90, like 45 almost. Could still use some more, but that's actually pretty good. It's got this cape that's on it. That's cool. It's just plastic. The ball joint on the head is really good because it's a neck joint and a head joint. So that's really well done. You take a look at his face again. I think because this camera, it's hard to kind of show off. I wonder, let me try something real quick. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. What if I did this? Okay. I'm going to see if this is maybe a little more detailed. I just turned the camera to 1080p. Not that it needs to be. That's like a rhyme almost. Anyway, you can kind of see that. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Doesn't that look great? That sculpt and paint is great. What's really cool is they have the artists on the side here. So original product sculpt by Meng Wang, Daniel Salas, Head Hopper Studio. Original figure model painter is Dongjin Choi. So that means a lot to me because when I look at stuff like this, I'm always enamored by action figures when they're really cool. Like, how did they do that? And it's cool that we get the name of the artists on there. So I will say this is super highly detailed. The paint work on it is fantastic. The articulation also is generally really good. Some of the disappointment with it is there's only one sheath and sword that you can actually take the sword out. This is just molded on the back. This is just molded on here. It's just, I would wish it would have multiple weapons, wish there would be multiple hands. But it's also cool that it's got the mask he can wear, and you could put that on easily over the ears. And it's interesting because it's like It almost doesn't look like it would fit on there, but there's just enough of a little uh, hook on there to actually fit around it. Um, so I got to say, like, 30 is almost stretching it, but this is better articulation and sculpt than Marvel Legends. Okay. And Marvel Legends go up to 25 now. So I think action figures somewhat are just getting expensive in general. But then we look at Jada Toys, they're $20 to $25 line of Street Fighter figures that are just amazing and way better than Marvel Legends. So I really don't like Marvel Legends. There's like I've bought some of the X-Men stuff, but the way they do the even like the ab crunch, the way they do some of the cuts for articulation, it just looks real messy when you can see things made by other companies like Jada Toys that look really good. And so I'd say if you're a video game fan and you like this stuff, this is worth it. This is totally worth it. Okay. I'm gonna move my 1080p back down to 480. Okay. And yeah. Okay. So anyway, that was a quick review of the Sony PlayStation Ghost of Tsushima action figure, Jin Sakai. It's really cool. They have the Horizon character, Aloy. I'm not into that game, so I probably won't buy it. They do have Kratos from God of War, but I'm not into that iteration of Kratos, so I probably won't buy it. And I think there's some others. It would be cool if they actually did a Spider-Man, even though there's a Marvel Legends version. Diamond Select also did the Spider-Man from PS4, so it'd be cool to see Spin Master do their take, just because I really like the detail, the articulation, accessories are what's missing. So, hey, morning, Rogue New Type. Good to see you. I know I went on a little late and didn't really give a notice. So, okay, real quick, what I've been playing. Well, for one, not that this is really a good game, but there's this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade, Wrath of the Mutants. This was an arcade game that came out in 2012. That's made by a developer. I forget their name. They just make arcade games. And the thing is, it came out on Xbox this year, and then my brother got it for me, which is cool. I guess I have it as part of my collection. It has like 5 levels, and then like you can unlock another level. I've gone through 3. The game is an arcade game in the worst ways possible. There's a jump button and attack button. That's it. Which, I mean, that was kind of normal. It's almost like a take on the original old school. The problem is the game is made to where you're going to get hit no matter what. So the idea is managing your health by the time you get to a health pickup. Every time you play a new level, and it's not like a progression system where it's one level, the next level. You could choose any level you want at any time, and then you have a number of continues. So it just like an arcade game, it's made for you to get hit, so you die. So yeah, but I think it'd be easier with other people. And it has so that's the other part of it. Playing it, you're like managing abilities as you're managing your health. You're always wanting to use your specials. It's almost to clockwork at the end of the day. Super simple. But what's the neat thing about it, I will say, is it's like they took the original Ninja Turtle game, arcade game, and gave it the 2012, or unless it was before 2012, around that time, that Ninja Turtle cartoon, they just gave it that treatment. Just the levels are more in line with the story, because it's things like throwing the guys at the screen, things busting through the top, coming down and hitting you. You get the pizza for the health. There's other little things I noticed. I'm like, oh, that's from, the original arcade game. So do I recommend it? No, but if you're a Ninja Turtles fan and you see it on sale and you just want to play some multiplayer, maybe. I couldn't get anyone in my family to play with me because it's not that great. The other game I played again is I'm just having so much fun playing Castlevania. 19 hours. Because I'm in Julius mode. I'm now just running around as like Alucard and the other characters. I'm having so much fun doing that. I love running around in a Castlevania castle because everything's connected. I love that I can be in an area, but also look at my map and be like, okay, I need to get to this area, but I can do it by going this way, or I could do it by going this way. And I could be like, well, if I do it going this way, then I could pass by this and get this area I haven't gotten. Like, I love that part of exploration where you do have a map, you know where everything is, but the map is more laid out. Like, you have the Elden Ring map where you're just looking at, here's you. If you go north, you'll eventually run into this. The map in Castlevania is literally the spaces that you can move, if you know what I mean. So anyway, there's just something so fulfilling about filling out a Castlevania map, finding the secrets. And again, like Harmony of Dissonance started, and I really want to take it further, is Harmony of Dissonance had in the center of a castle a big room that as you collect furniture in the environment, you would go down there and fill it up. I would love that expanded, and I don't think they've ever done that. The closest, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night has like a little village area near the front, but that's more of to talk to people. Maybe there is more to it. I feel like I need to go back to Bloodstained, but yeah, Dark Souls 1 gives me that feel of that's why sometimes I feel like Dark Souls is the best, because it and also you didn't have a map, right? And there was no fast travel until later on. So you really had to learn and memorize and figure it out. Yeah, and there's the shortcuts. Yeah, I love all that stuff. But yeah, to have a castle, the Castlevania castle, where somehow you have your own little sections of rooms, or maybe like a village that's like off the side on the mountain, so it's still connected or something, where you can, like, I don't know, just like how can you incorporate maybe like farming simulator stuff into that? So if you don't feel like you want to go fight, maybe you can just farm for supplies so you can build out your room, your place. As Zelda Breath of the Wild did that in two ways. Because in Breath of the Wild, you can get your own house and then put your shields and swords and beds and furniture. I loved all that. And then there was that island that you would help that guy build out. I would love a combination of that, where I can build a community, have my own place, then go out and adventure, then come. That's why I like Breath of the Wild a lot. And I was actually thinking about it yesterday because of the Switch 2. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to Switch 2. I'm going to go back to Tears of the Kingdom. And I was like, but do I really want to play Tears of the Kingdom? Because I really think at the end of the day, I don't want to spend my time like coming up with crafting mechanic. Like, I like crafting in games. I don't need crafting in my Zelda. At the end of the day, I don't want to spend the time crafting in Zelda. I'd rather spend the time exploring in Zelda. So, but I still want to, like, I guess I'm very excited about the potential of the Switch 2 upscaling their older games. Now, there was a leak that Nintendo was supposed to announce something about the Switch 2 this week, but apparently got moved to next week or later. And I think this entire time we kept hearing about like Nintendo that they're going to announce some stuff for Switch 2 or whatever. I think that's always been true. And I really do think they've been the type to just kind of get an idea of what's going on as a whole in the gaming industry and be like, okay, we can delay this announcement, let's delay this. Okay, a lot of times Nintendo already has their games completed a year or two in advance, and they strategically release them as they seem necessary. They have like that Brothers Battleship game coming out, the Jamboree. There was comments made that they would kind of want to focus on selling those before they announce the Switch 2. Because what's going to come out this holiday on the Switch? I don't know. Anyway, so that's all I was playing yesterday. Really not too much. And even today, I don't think I'm going to be playing too much. You know what? There was something else I played. Totally forgot. So over on the Gundam channel, I do have a review of the VR Gundam game that just came out. And yesterday I was doing more of the battle mode, and that is just fun. Like, honestly, if I feel like I have some energy I need to expel or do a little mini workout, I can jump to that MR battle mode, do a survival. I'm running around in my room, juking around in my room, like shooting and dodging, and yeah, it's fun. It really is. Rogue New Type. It would work if you make your own community in the woods around the castle and go out and explore if you want, or something like that. It might work for a Castlevania game. Yeah, I'd love that. Especially if, like, the beginning village area, it's almost like you have to clear it out. And let's say you can't 100% clear it yet, and then you go into the castle, and then you can go back with some new abilities and fully clear the castle, then or village, then it unlocks as your village. And maybe like in previous Castlevania games, like Rondo of Blood, there would be villagers locked away in the castle. As you save them, you're filling it out. That's actually what happened in Bloodstained. So there's precedent. I think there's time for it to be fully realized. There was that announcement recently, even though it came with bad news about the developer, one of the developers from Bloodstain having cancer, so he's taking a step back. So knowing they're working on a Bloodstain 2 in Koji Igarashi is usually good at iterating on his ideas with next titles. So I could see them expanding more with this Bloodstain 2. So yeah. All right, let's look at some news. All right, Off the Grid now available in free early access. So that sounds familiar. I remember hearing about this a long time ago. But free early access is pretty cool because a dark cyberpunk world crafted by. Okay, I can see my camera's lagging. Hopefully it's not the audio. This let me do some real quick. It's not the best camera. Okay. No, is it still doing it? I wonder if it's because I have too many yeah, I think it's when these effing ads come up. It like slows down everything. Anyway, Off the Grid now available in free early access. Neil Blomkamp created this cyberpunk world. That doesn't mean it's going to be a good game, but it looked interesting. And oh my god, there we go again. Let me close this because I think it's just that website. Yeah. My god, these new what ads? I hate ads. I know sometimes we got to have them. Okay, let me reshare this. Anyway, back to this one. That would be a cool one to check out because of the Neil Blomkamp world thing. So the design, the aesthetic is going to be neat. That might be enough to kind of get me into the world. Now it's just about the combat because there's so many of these. Like I played Once Human, that's great, but then there's so many other games to play. Yeah. Oh, this seems like big news. Red Dead Redemption coming to PC in October. Interesting. The launch 14 years after its initial release for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Wow. Now, not a fan of the game. It's too much of a slow, take it in. It has really good gameplay, but it's more of the narrative of what's going on in the world. And while that's cool, and I like cowboy stuff, that, it was just too slow for me. But that's crazy because I think everyone's been waiting for this forever, and they finally did it. And that's probably good. Rockstar's going to make some money on that. So, all right, In Sync, interesting. Yeah, some more. Man, and be in October. I'm glad this is not a game I'm interested in because that would just be another game. Assassin's Creed Valhalla finally gets Steam achievement, so this is good. Ubisoft's making some strides. They're doing more. Even in the Steam ecosystem, like Star Wars Outlaws is going to be on Steam soon. Side-scrolling retro platformer Dino Punk, the Cactups adventure announced for PS5, PS4, and PC. Let's look to see if it has anything cool going on. Hey, GMKLX, good to see you. Yeah, sorry for the random late stream. And again, the ads slow down the computer. Is it just this website? I'll have to check. Recover stolen it. Does it have any? Let's look at this real quick. Oh, so it's like super old school. Pretty intriguing. I'll have to I'll have to see what people say about it because I don't know. Okay, closing that again. Golly, those ads slow down the camera. It's insane. Okay. A space for the unbound. Saudi Arabia has reduced. Oh, I heard something about increase, but has reduced its stake in Nintendo. Interesting. Oh, later corrected reports to invest further. Okay. Because I didn't know what to think of that, but okay. Oh, Microprose is publishing Cleared Hot, a nostalgic helicopter shooter based on Desert Strike. So I already heard, there's this LAPD on PlayStation. What was it called? Future, I don't know. And there's a new one coming out, and those were like people that worked on the Strike games, and I was like, oh, cool, it'll be interesting to play something like this. But I did not know that there is one that's more in line with those old Desert Strike, Jungle Strike, Urban Strike, Nuclear Strike. I think there was more. Let's see. Developed by California studio Seafinger Games, Cleared Hot is described. Cleared Hot, that must be some military terminology I don't know about. Cleared Hot is described as a nostalgic helicopter shooter with satisfying physics in light tactical elements. Shoot, dodge, move your squad around the battlefield. Pick up almost anything with your rope and magnet. Oh, I love that. The trailer, which can be seen below, shows the game looks like a clear homage to Electronic Arts' cult 1992 game Desert Strike. Yeah, I remember. And this is one my dad liked. And I think that's why we would rent it often. Oh, actually, let me share this. Oh, no. Microprose, and that's old school. So, yeah, look at this. This looks just like it. I tried playing the old Desert Strike again recently, and it's really hard to get used to it. So I'm down with. It's probably going to be some good quality of life improvements. Wow, yeah, that looks great. So let's see. Any other information on this? Let's see. No, I'm not seeing. Oh, it has a Steam page. Cool, coming soon. Well, it's better than nothing, I guess. All right. Let's move on. I mean, yeah, that is cool. Okay. Former Bethesda lead artist says he quit during Starfield development because the team had grown too much. Yeah, and I was just reading something by Sakurai, one of the developers from Nintendo, and he said one of the biggest things you need to do when you have a team is to slim down the management. It's a really good point. And I don't know if that's exactly the case here, but look, I know a lot of people were excited about Starfield, and maybe it's fun, but it's not the Xbox Bethesda exclusive that I think is like when Skyrim first came out. That was incredible for what it was. Even to a degree, Fallout. But now it's just we're getting those skinned with modern graphics. I don't think they're really elevating gameplay. Let's see. Okay, free to play Sonic Rumble won't have gotcha mechanics because the West doesn't like them. That is good to hear. The game will have no pay-to-win elements. Yeah, so it's good to hear. Like, it's very interesting how gotcha is a thing. Like, even thinking of that Gundam Battle Operation 2 game that I played a whole ton of, and that's gotcha based. But it's at the same time, it's like not as many people play it as you would think, but it's popular enough because I think the gotcha elements make it where there's maybe a few people that are funding the game through just paying until they get everything. I wonder. But like, just because you can do that doesn't mean it's the right thing. Like, I would prefer that game not to have that system, even though I felt like I was getting cool mobile suits all the time. But a lot of times I'm not playing the mobile suit I really want. But let's see, anything else? What does this mean? Epic versus Google. Tech Titan must open Google Play Store to rival apps. Judge rules. Let's see. Yeah, anything? Yeah, I don't know if there's any more interesting news. It seemed to be more slow than anything. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, so I guess Sony delists original Horizon Zero Dawn on PC because I guess the remaster's out, right? So I guess that's okay. But anyway, that's about it. Yeah, so not too much news, and I know I started later than usual. For those that missed the beginning, I did a review of the Ghost of Tsushima action figure, although not the best camera for that because I'm using a different camera right now. But yeah, I'll be back with more tomorrow. Until then, all have a good rest of the day. See ya.